What's good, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new video. Before we get into it, I gotta do my shout out today. Yesterday's video, I asked y'all, what is the song you listen to when you're warming up to get you ready for a game? My favorite comment comes from Mike, who says, Hard in the Paint by Waka Flocka Flame. Back in the day, that used to be my song too. So we got another one of these chain quizzes, 100 questions. All stats are 2016-2017 season unless noted, so keep that in mind, alright? I have not played this just yet. There's 100 questions. If you guys don't know how this works, question 1 is related to question 2, question 2 is related to 3, and so on and so forth until we have 100 right answers. If you get one wrong, you got to go back to the beginning. So I got to go hard because lately I've been getting 100%. I think on the last 2 I got 100%, and before that I had to go like 2 to 3 tries to get, you know, the 100. But let's try to get it first try, which was last won by the Cleveland Cavaliers, who just, you know, forced the game 5 last night. Who's led by, of course, none other than LeBron James. There we go. Who has been to how many finals? 8, which is the amount of rings who has won. So those Celtics teams won like 8 rings in a 10-year span or something like that. So I know Bill Russell has 11, so we're looking for Bill Russell teammates. And like Casey Jones, John Havlicek is right here. There we go. His team had what all-star center in the 60s? That's Bill Russell, who has 11 rings. There we go. It's all coming to where it started, which is currently worn by. Okay, the number 11 is currently worn by who? Oh God, this is a place where I always struggle with the numbers. Klay Thompson, there we go. Klay Thompson, who was drafted in 2011. He was the 11th pick too. Okay, the air finally went off. Okay, I didn't want that to be the background noise, so let's get back to it. The last question was 2011. When who won MVP? That's, of course, our boy Derrick Rose, who's drafted by the Chicago Bulls, who have won how many rings? 6, all with MJ? Nope, then Scotty got to be on the list. There we go, Scotty. Who wore the number 33, just like former Nick Patrick Ewing, who ended his career with the Orlando Magic after spending like 1 year in Seattle. Who drafted who number 1 in 2004? That would be Dwight Howard. There we go. Who was traded to the LA Lakers. Who had what MVP point guard in the 80s and 90s? That's Magic Johnson. Magic? Nope, Irvin Johnson. There it is. Whose nickname is Magic. All right. See, I almost got it wrong there. That's why you got to take your time. You got to take your time. Who won how many MVPs? He won 3 of them, which is the same number who won with the Lakers. Which is the same number who won with the Lakers. What is that asking me? Which is the same? Give me a second. Which is the same number who won by the Lakers? Kareem? Okay. I still don't even know completely what that question was asking, but there it is. Who used to be known as this? I gotta sneeze. Who was known as that when he played for the Milwaukee Bucks, where he won a championship with Oscar Robertson, who's the only player to have the triple-double in the season until, of course, Russell Westbrook, who went to college at UCLA, where his teammate was who? Kevin Love, who was traded for Andrew Wiggins, who plays alongside this stud center, Karl Anthony Towns. We just got through like 7 questions in 30 seconds. Your boy's on fire. Who was drafted 1 pick ahead of... Ooh. D'Angelo Russell. Who went to Ohio State, just like who? A lot of players went to Ohio State. Mike Conley is not on the list. Greg Oden, not on the list. Evan Turner went to Ohio State, was drafted 2nd by the Philadelphia 76ers. Who had what pick in 2016? That was the Ben Simmons pick, which was number 1. And they selected Ben Simmons. Excited to see what he got to bring, you know, next season. Who went to college at LSU, just like backboard breaking center Shaquille O'Neal, who wore what number with the Lakers? 34? Okay. All right. I don't know if it was 32 or 34, but it's 34. Who Also worn by small forward. Okay. Just got to see who's left on this list. Paul Pierce. Bam. Who was traded to the... We talking about that Brooklyn pick. You know, that Brooklyn trade that now Boston has 2 first-rounders from the terrible team Brooklyn Nets, who were formerly known as the New Jersey Nets, who had star point guard Jason Kidd, who went to California, just like sharpshooting forward Ryan Anderson, who was drafted in... Oh, was he drafted 2008 or 2009? 2008. A year before, the Kings drafted what small forward Tyreke Evans, who was a monster his rookie season. A monster. Then he kind of like, you know, leveled out and stuff. Who wore what number in the 2016-2017 season? He came back and he wore 32. The first time he was in Sacramento, did he wear number 13 or something like that? I just know when he came back to Sacktown, he changed his number to 32. Was also worn by Blake Griffin, who was drafted in 2009. Whoa, I almost clicked 2012, just reading too fast. 2009 by the Los Angeles Clippers, who have won 0 championships, 0 conference wins, which is worn by... There's a lot of players in the NBA that wear number 0, so let's look at our options. Damian Lillard, who was drafted in 2012, same as Bradley Beal, who's backcourt partners with Jonathan Wall. I don't know if it's Jonathan Wall. I guess it's Jonathan Wall, who went to Kentucky, who produced how many players in the NBA right now? 25 players in the NBA right now went to the University of Kentucky. Or is it Kentucky University? Either way, they produce NBA players. Who is... Wait, which is the number worn by who? Who wears 25? Melo, no. DeMar DeRozan, no. Dwayne Dedmon wears 3. 21 for Dominique Wilkins. 45, I think, for Denzel. Chandler Parsons, right? He changed his number to that when he went to Memphis. Yes, who just signed to Memphis. Who have center Marc Gasol, whose brother's Pau Gasol, who's played for how many teams? He played for the Bulls, the Lakers, the Grizzlies, and now the Spurs. So 4. Which is the number of times who won MVP? Melo? No. DeMar DeRozan? No, none of these guys have won MVPs. Kevin Durant has 1. Steph Curry has 2. Will Chamberlain has 4. Who played for what team when he scored 100? He played for the Warriors, now known as the Golden State Warriors. Who have MVP point guard Stephen Curry, who was drafted with what overall pick? Number 7. Was worn by All-Star Carmelo Anthony, who was traded from the Denver Nuggets, who have shooting guard Gary Harris, who went to Michigan State. Yes, just like small forward Denzel Valentine, who needs to do something next year. Who is the backup to what star? Jimmy Butler, who wears number 21, just like Dominique Wilkins, who played for the Atlanta Hawks, who had Turkish forward Ersan? Ersan is the only person on this list that's not from America. So, yes. Who played majority of his career in Milwaukee. That team has young power forward, my boy Jabari Parker, Chicago kid, who wears number 12, which is also worn by... Okay, not DeMar DeRozan, not Dwayne Dedmon. I don't know what number Fat Lever wore back in the day, so we're going to keep that open. Gary Payton wore the number 20, and he also wore number 2. Isiah Thomas now wears number 4, number 13. It got to be Fat Lever. He's the only guy on this list that I don't know the answer to, so it's got to be him. Right. Who attended Arizona State, just like James Harden, who was an MVP finalist along with Kawhi Leonard, who plays for the San Antonio Spurs. Now, we're about to get a perfect score. Who have center Dwayne Dedmon, who went to college at USC, just like DeMar DeRozan, who plays for the Toronto Raptors. The point guard for the team they beat in the first round of the playoffs is Malcolm Brogdon. It was a good series, though. I enjoyed watching that one. His backup, I've seen Isiah Thomas, not Gary Payton. Gary Payton Jr. is in the league? I guess so. I did not know he was in the league, honestly. Honestly, I did not know. Whose dad is Gary Payton, who played for the Seattle Supersonics, who changed their name to, I guess, the OKC Thunder. Kevin Durant, hometown is Washington, who lost the second round to Boston, whose star point guard is Isiah Thomas, who's also known as the king of the fourth quarter, baby. A perfect score. I don't know how long that took me, but I think if we got through 100 questions pretty fast. 9 minutes and 59 seconds is what it says down here, which is pretty good. Thank y'all so much for watching this video, man. For tomorrow's shout out, of course, you got to leave a like. And we're going to do this with a little different. We're going to shout out 4 people that go follow me on Twitter within the next 24 hours. All right, my Twitter should be on screen. It's always in the description. But I feel like I never plug my Twitter. We always talking about music, basketball, just everything in general. So I appreciate if y'all want to go follow me. I'm going to be shouting out 4 people. So try to be one of those people. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow.